I am really tired of seeing so many talented artists in my life struggle every single day because they're missing one or two really crucial pieces of the puzzle. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sia. I'm a storyboard artist working in the animation industry. Before I get into the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot with the algorithm and I'd really appreciate it. I also want to plug my Discord community here real quick. If you're interested in art, animation, or storyboarding, I have a Discord server that I run where I do weekly streams, I give people homework assignments, I do drawovers, and I also do personalized one-on-one mentorship starting at just $20 a month. If you're interested, the link is going to be in the description box down below. Okay, let's get into it. Have you ever wondered why it is that so many of your favorite artists, whether they're musicians or visual artists or anything in between, are vastly underrated and no one seems to know about them? Meanwhile, so many of the artists that really capture our zeitgeist nowadays just seem really underwhelming to you. Maybe you don't see the appeal in Taylor Swift, for example, or maybe you're tired of having some artists shoved down your throat on your social media algorithms every single day, while you have a really hard time seeing the appeal of them. The answer to that really is just marketing. I know that sounds really obvious, but hear me out. Regardless of what sort of art you do, whether that's animation or comics or really anything in between, talent is unfortunately not enough nowadays. And no, just to get it out of the way, I don't think that every single popular artist is necessarily bad just because they're popular. You are literally leaving money on the table if you're not putting your work out there, if you're not building connections, if your work isn't relatable in any way. Marketing is just as important as skill. A lot of artists think that if they just get good enough, if they just meet this nebulous and arbitrary standard of what makes someone a good artist, all of the accolades will just start flowing in. And that's just not true. If you've ever scrolled on your social media feed and figured out why some of the most boring or even mediocre art gets the most likes, there are so many artists that might not be the most skilled draftsmen when it comes to just the technical aspects of art, but they're great at telling stories. They're great at making their work relatable and making their audience feel seen. They know how to connect with people. That connection can take you so far. They have a unique voice, and that's what makes people interested. You don't need to be a master artist to be successful, but you do need to give people a reason to like your art, to care about your art. Meanwhile, when someone posts a technically beautiful piece of art, but there's no context or no substance behind it, people just scroll past. There's exceptions to this rule, of course. There are incredibly talented painters and illustrators, for example, that get hundreds of thousands of likes on their work, and sometimes, that technical aspect can really overtake the need for the audience to be able to relate to your work. A lot of times, even if someone's work isn't relatable, it can still be visually very engaging to look at. They're able to tell a story in their work, even if that story is not necessarily relatable to the audience. So really, as an artist, you don't need to be just a good artist. You need to be able to tap in to your audience's psyche and figure out, okay, when they're being inundated with content every single time they open their phones, how can I make them stop in their tracks? You really need the ability to be able to look at your work and tell what's the first thing someone might notice when they look at it. What's the most interesting or compelling thing about this piece? Sometimes it's really as simple as storytelling. You can have the most crude, simplistic, even stick figure drawings, but if you're capturing the audience's emotion or the audience's insecurities in a specific way, that's gonna blow up. That's gonna take you really far. So don't just think about your skill as an artist. Think about marketing. Think about how you're gonna tap into your audience's emotions and their insecurities. Talent doesn't matter if no one sees your work. I really hate to be this blunt with it, but I have seen it myself firsthand in the animation industry and also in other creative industries that my friends are a part of. I've seen insanely talented artists struggle to find work. Not because of the quality of their work, that does not hold them back in any way. If anything, they're the best at their craft. But if no one sees your work, if you don't market yourself, if you don't know how to connect with people, you're not gonna get that job. I'm guilty of this too. This is not a call out towards anyone. If you're an amazing artist, but you don't post your work anywhere, if you don't talk to people, if you don't connect with them, if you don't network, it's not gonna happen for you. No one's coming to save you. No one's looking for you. You have to make yourself visible. That means posting consistently on the social media platform of your choice. A lot of times people will start posting on LinkedIn even instead of Instagram. LinkedIn is slowly becoming like a visual art app, I swear. I've seen people post on Instagram with no success at all, but they post on LinkedIn and the right person, like a recruiter, sees it, bam, they have their dream job. So you gotta post consistently, engage with other artists, and just let people know that you're looking for work. No one's gonna read your mind. You need to tell people what you want to do so that they can keep you on their radar. If no one knows you exist, they can't hire you or support you or share your work. Networking and branding are more than half the equation, if I'm being honest with you. Being a successful artist isn't just about being able to draw well. It's about making those connections. So you don't have to be the best artist in the world, you just have to be good enough, you have to be easy to work with, and you just need to be in the right place at the right time. I know that's easier said than done, but you never know where your next lead or your next job opportunity is going to come from. So post yourself on as many platforms as you can. Figure out a way to make your work relatable to the people around you. And sooner or later, your luck is going to play out in your favor. A lot of artists assume that skill alone is enough to carry them, and unfortunately it's not. The reason you see a lot of quote-unquote mid artists getting jobs while some of the most insanely talented people are struggling is simply because the mid artists know people. They put themselves out there, and they aren't afraid to promote themselves. Just a quick little plug, in addition to being a professional artist, I am also an ADHD coach. If you're an artist like me who also has ADHD and you struggle with things like being able to focus on your work, setting goals, getting your portfolio done, I have a 6-week ADHD coaching program that I've designed specifically for people like us. I have individual and group ADHD coaching sessions available. If you're interested in reserving your spot, or if you just want to know more about it, there's going to be a link in the description box below. Okay, back to the video. So just to wrap it all up, there's 3 things I want you to take away from this video. If you're struggling, I want you to sit down and ask yourself, am I actually putting my work out there? You might think you are, but if you post once a month, unfortunately, in today's fast-paced world of social media, that's just not enough. Is my art relatable, or am I just posting stuff with no context that really only makes sense to me and no one else? This is when being objective with your work really comes in handy. A litmus test I like to use is, if I post this right now, would my 95-year-old grandma or my 5-year-old nephew be able to understand what's going on without me being there to explain it? It's almost like you have to appeal to the most common denominator, as sad as that sounds. Relatability goes such a long way in making your art go viral, you guys. And the final thing is, am I actually networking and telling people that I'm available? This goes hand in hand with posting frequently. People will just forget that you're looking for a job or that you're looking for your next opportunity unless you remind them time and time and time again. I have a reminder on my calendar to post that I'm looking for work like every month or so. It's great to have talent, but sadly, it's really only half the equation. I hope that's helpful to you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!